Yeah, hi everyone, and thank you so much for coming. My name is Wan Viset, and I'm a core blockchain engineer at the XDC network. And today I'll be talking about the XDC Subnet and also showing some demo afterwards. To put simply, XDC Subnet is like layer 2 blockchain scaling solution from XDC network. You can also use it as a private blockchain. Um, yeah, and yeah, before we go deeper into the subnet, I also want to talk a little bit about the XDC network. So what is the XDC blockchain? First, XDC is a layer 1 EVM compatible blockchain. It's been running since 2019. We are open source, carbon neutral, and enterprise grade blockchain platform. So how XDC tries to grow its token value is by partnering with many ecosystem projects. We have more than 40 partners on our chain in many areas like the RWA, tokenization, and trade finance. Just to give some example, like Comtech Gold is the RWA for gold tokenization, or Phantom is like a DeFi protocol for lending and borrowing on the XDC chain. And as for the user side, we also are compatible with most EVM wallets, MetaMask, OKX wallet, Bifrost, and so on. And for the exchanges, we are listed on many big exchanges like BitGet, BitTrue, Bitfinex, and Mexi. Yeah, so that's like an overview for the XDC network. And now, back to on the subnet topic. So XDC Subnets is a layer 2, XDC layer 2 blockchain solution. So it's suitable for someone who would like to have full control over their own blockchain infrastructure and the code base and environment surrounding their projects. And you can also it's also up to you whether you want your blockchain to be private or public, or however the exposure you want to do on the chain. So from that perspective, it's like you have a lot of control over the security aspects, or how you want to build the product around it. Yeah, so the main things, so one is privacy, second is more security, and third, sovereignty, which is you have the full control. Yeah, so how, next is from the technical perspective, how does the subnet work as a private blockchain, and how is the blockchain secured? So the concept that we use is called like a sovereign rollup. So in rollup, the main point of this is to keep the checkpointing data on the XDC mainnet. Checkpointing data, it represents like the block hash of your XDC subnet. So if you keep checkpointing your latest blocks of the subnet onto the mainnet, then you can be secure and make sure that the subnet is irreversible and not being attacked, right? So that is the concept, and to achieve this, there is two components that is required. First is the checkpoint smart contract that is deployed onto the XDC main chain. And the second component is the relayer, which is like the middleware component that keeps on passing the subnet block headers onto the main chain for checkpointing. But an important point here is that on the subnet, the block data itself, or your own private transaction data or any user information, is not released into the XDC mainnet, only the hash of the data or the block header will be stored in the mainnet. So it is still completely private blockchain, while we utilize the mainnet's decentralized security to secure the subnet's block contents. Okay, so that is on the roll-up concept. Right, so on the subnets, right? So again, why are we interested in this private blockchain solution? What is it suitable for? So some of the use cases maybe on one is like a payment solutions. For XDC, we have a very fast block finality. So we have a 3-block finality, and each block is 2 seconds. So in 6 seconds, your data it will be committed forever onto the blockchain. So this is maybe suitable for like a payment solutions kind of project. Second is on trade finance or the supply chain projects. And also maybe some sort of like any kind of like a tracking data where the data has to be privatized, such as like healthcare data or like identity ID data. And also we have some example projects that we are partnering with in the development phase. So first is on the Zanzibar National Blockchain. They are looking to use the subnet for a private blockchain database for the citizenship identification. Second, also we have the Deutsche Telekom. We are partnering with them, and they are exploring the blockchain use cases that might be suitable for their company. Okay, so advantages, right? More advantages for the subnet. Why would you be interested here? So again, it is private, it is secure, and it is customizable. Also, the XDC blockchain is EVM compatible, and so is the subnet. So I think EVM is the most standard. That is also very easy to migrate the projects. And also, yeah, again, fast finality is 6 seconds on the XDC chain. The subnets can also save the costs on transaction fees because the transactions are happening on your private chain instead of on the mainnet where you have to pay real tokens. Yeah, and project is open source and free to use and explore. We also provide many ecosystem tools like the Explorer, and also the deployment is very user-friendly. You can start your own subnet in 10 minutes using your own infrastructure, not based on any specific cloud. Yes, and also we also have this cross-chain module provided by default. It's called the Subswap. So Subswap allows you to send over tokens from the subnet onto the mainnet, and also send token back from mainnet to the subnet. Okay, so yeah, this is just a picture of the example for the deployment UI that I will show you a demo after this presentation. Yeah, so it's like yeah, you see how it works. And this is our Subnet Explorer. You can see that we have the blocks on the subnet and also the checkpointed blocks. So you can see how much of the subnet is secured on the main chain. And this is the cross-chain framework that I was talking about. We also have the UI provide for token transfer. Okay, yeah, so if you want to check out more on the subnet, we have the documentation link at the docs.xdc.network, and the deployment guide is also on the same documentation page. Just you can find it out on the clicks, and this QR will also lead you there. And yeah, if you guys have like a Mac machine or a Linux machine, you can also follow along with me for this demo to showcase the subnet deployment. You can start it in your local machine very easily. Okay, let's see. All right, so that's for the presentation, and now I'll move on for the demo. Okay, so here in this page on our web documentation site, XDC Subnet and deployment guide. First, launching a subnet in 10 minutes. So this one will work on your Linux server or on the Mac machine as well. We have some hardware requirements and the video walkthrough. This video walkthrough will be the same as what I will show you right now. So yeah, you can also watch the video later on. Okay, so how do we start this deployment UI? So first, we pull this script and run it. Sorry. Okay, so what's happening in this script is that it will start a Docker container. And one of the requirements is that you need to have the Docker installed in your machine. So it will start a Docker container for your local web server behind the scenes, and this local web server will manage all your subnet deployment. Okay. Okay, so you can see this subnet deployment wizard, and there are the steps to follow, and also on the right side, we have the monitoring status to see what is happening on all your other containers. Right, so on the first one, we can select the subnet configuration. There are predefined configurations, or if you want to customize your own subnet, there is this more like detailed page where you can do more inputs. But for the demo, let's try the one node subnet with subswap on testnet. Okay, so after the step one, the configuration will be generated, and there are, if you see your deployment folder, there is this many files are created that is necessary to run the subnet. Okay, so after that, just start the subnet, and the container will be running on the background. And we also have this deployment log, not the command log that shows the result under here. So yeah, after we start the subnet, and we want to make sure that the subnet is mining, meaning the block is increasing and the nodes are appearing and talking properly. So yeah, this is the monitor status if it is mining, and on the right side you can also see the blocks are going up. So yeah, so now this is working. To step 3, then we need to add some testnet tokens to our relayer wallet. So again, the relayer is the component that pushes the subnet block headers onto the parent chain, which is testnet in this case. So in testnet, you can request for the free token for testing. So I'll just get some tokens onto this account and also on this account. Okay, yeah, so next we're gonna deploy the parent chain smart contract, the checkpoint smart contract. Since we request the token just now, we are funded to deploy this contract. And yeah, actually before I came up here, I did some testing, and I think the default URL is maybe having some connection issue. So when I was testing, I tried some another URL which works, which is this one, pc.anchor URL. I think we might have to do some switching RPC for the default URL. Sorry about that. Let's try this. Oh, okay. Now you can see we deployed the checkpoint smart contract. And yeah, at this step, the deployment wizard will also auto to configure your configuration files. So there is no action required. So all the configs are input by default. So next we deploy this other contract, reverse checkpoint smart contract. Okay, looks like this is successful too. And finally, we deploy subswap. Again, subswap, the cross-chain module that will make you able to transfer tokens between the subnet and the mainnet. And this deploy, there are multiple contracts and steps here, so it might take like 2 or 3 minutes to complete. So we just wait here. Yes, please.
So it sounds like you can determine the amount of privacy that you want between the subnet and the mainnet.
Mm-hmm.
How accessible then can you delegate that privacy on the subnet? For example, if you have like a real estate thing, you might want to give certain permissions to regulators or escrow, but not general public. How would some of that work?
Right. Yeah. So how much you can expose your data, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty much it's up to you. So there are many things you can do here. The first thing is maybe you can build like a middleware for your subnet query, right? So let's say you want to query the block data, but then you build some API middleware that will only filter out like the contents and only share what you want. The second thing is maybe you can utilize this cross-chain concept where you only push out the data that you want to expose onto the main chain, and then you can query the main chain contract, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's still going. You mean the parent net RPC, right? Yeah. No, definitely. It is in the production environment. You would want to have your own parent net RPC. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Looks like the subswap module finished the deployment. So now we completed all the contracts, all the required contracts. Now it's only the containers that is required. We only left is to run the containers that is required for subnet. Okay, so next we start the services. So what are the subnet services, right? Number one is the relayer. This is the most important because this one secures our subnet data onto the main chain. Yeah, the relayer, and the second we have is the stat server, which is like the backend web server, and then we have the UI, which is kind of explorer, like a mini explorer for the subnet. Um, okay, so yeah, for the UI, it needs some startup time. So yeah, let's wait for the startup. And for the relayer, you can see there are like job queues for each of the smart contracts, and you can see the status. You can see the log, for example. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the UI to show, and yeah. Okay, it's here. Um, Yeah, so on the top chain is on the subnet chain itself, like the blocks that are running, how many blocks have been mined so far. So you can see it's about 230 since we launched. And on the second line is on the checkpoint. So which blocks are already recorded onto the parent chain, which is the testnet. So now it's 190 blocks, so it's about like 40 blocks behind the subnet blocks, but it will catch up like it's supposed to be catching up, like not behind more than like 30 blocks. Yeah, but since we just launched the relayer, so yeah, it will take some time. All right, on network info, the block time is supposed to be 2 seconds, and then you can see the RPC that you are checkpointing to. Next is the relayer info. I'm not sure why this is not loading, maybe because the URL we changed, but it is supposed to show the contract address and then the amount of the parent net tokens that are remaining in the wallet. Yeah, and then the master nodes, right? Then this one is like how many nodes are running your decentralized subnet. So in this demo, I only use one, but in the real scenario, you probably want like 3, 5, or even more. Okay, so these are just like the block information. We have the block hashes and who is the validator that mines the block. Yeah. And we have more things. Confirmation checker. This is like when you search for the addresses and all the blocks on the blockchain. And on the management, you can also do more things like adding more validator nodes onto your subnet, or removing it, something like that. Yeah, so also a little bit more on the subnet authorization, right? So who owns and who controls the subnet, right? Usually we have like a set of validators and there is no single owner, but for the subnet, it is a product that is meant to be owned by a company or a project. So there is a master owner, and we call that the grandmaster. In the subnet, there is like a grandmaster that has the ability to add more validators or remove validators. So all the power relies on that one, on that address, and that address is generated during when we create the configuration, and you can check the address by going to this file, keys.json. So this will be your super owner of the subnet, this grandmaster key, this account. Okay, so so we show the UI. Next, next I will start up the subswap front end service. But I think I might not be able to showcase the actual swap today because we switched the RPC URL, and that RPC there is some rate limiting to it. I saw in the log before there is some rate limiting to that RPC, so I think I cannot fully show the token swap, but I will show the video of the token swap on that part. Okay, so UI looks something like this. Okay, yeah. Sorry, let me just play the video for this part. Yeah, so in this video tutorial is the same as what I'm showing just now, and when we are here at the subswap part, so what happens is that we take the Grandmaster wallet and then use that wallet to add it to the MetaMask, and there is one sample token that was deployed during the subswap deployment. It is deployed with the Grandmaster wallet just as a demo for. So that you can play around if you want to test out this feature. Okay. Yeah. So here I'm just taking the wallet and adding it to MetaMask. Yeah, and here I'm connecting with the wrong wallet, so yeah, I'm just trying to switch it up to the Grandmaster wallet. And then the next thing, you also have to add the subnet local URL, and because if you try the deployment many times, you also need to remove the older deployment and add a new one. Yeah. Yeah. So here you need to add a new network on the new deployment. So the default RPC will be the port the 8545 as the EV Ethereum ecosystem is using. Okay, then go to the select token. Then you can see the sample token that we deployed for testing, and it will have the 1 million token by default. So here I'm sending about half of the supply to the testnet. And also one more thing, you can select the receiver on this option that is showing here, and by default you are sending it to your own address, to the same wallet address, but on a different chain. So here subnet to the testnet. And also it can take some time for the transaction to arrive on the another chain because the relayer the relayer needs to be pushing the transaction, and there are like the contracts need to verify proof and wait for the block to arrive and so on. Okay, so now I'm checking uh, the token supply on the parent chain. Yeah, also in the logs you can see the sync complete. Okay, so on testnet, I receive around 500,000 sample tokens. And then next, I'm just gonna transfer back some of these tokens, around half of it again, 250,000. And another thing is that when we transfer back, this is on the testnet, so we will need some testnet gas onto the transferring account. So yeah, here I'm just requesting more gas and then making the transfer again. Okay, so I'm just skipping forward to make it quicker. Okay, here you can see in testnet my tokens are already gone, half of them. And then on the subnet, here the log is showing sync complete. And then when we check the balance, you can see around 750,000. So yeah, this is showing cross-chain transfer bidirectionally from subnet to testnet, and then testnet back to subnet. Yeah, and that's pretty much the subnet showcase, XDC Subnet showcase, and yeah, presentation that I want to show. Yeah, so thank you so much, and I'll be around right here for a while, and also you can catch me at the XDC booth. It's